In February 2009, researcher David Budescu published his study on improving communication of uncertainty. In it, he discussed his study where he gave individuals sentence from the Intergovernmental Policy on climate change. Those sentences had probability. Those are probability statements where he asked the subjects to make an interpretation on a probability. Budescu noted that the interpretation of the probability varies tremendously across individuals. For example, he discovered that the interpretation of very likely on a statement such as it is very likely that extreme hot temperatures will continue to increase over the next decade, or something to that effect. That the interpretation of very likely vary between anything between 43% to 99%, where unlikely vary between 8% to 66%, depending on who you asked. Now, there are no evidence or no research evidence that in cybersecurity would be anything different. Now imagine in your organization, when you're evaluating the risks to your organization, the likelihood of those risks occurring in your organization, and you ask, well, what is very likely, unlikely, likely, or what have you, that is going to go in your risk ration, what would be the impact to the organization? So if there is this variation of interpretation, now imagine, you making a financial decision, a financial investment in protecting your critical assets with something like this. So one way to solve this is start using financial impact analysis and basically add another variable to that equation. So if you evaluate the impact and the financial impact for that matter in your organization, you have a better position in view of what would be the financial impact and cost to your organization. For example, likelihood is 50% and the financial impact would be 9 million. Or the likelihood is 60% with a financial impact of 2 million. Now, depending on your risk register, the likelihood versus impact and how many likelihood points you have from very unlikely to very likely to occur, or a 5-point basically scale, it depends where it goes, you will have different results. So a 50% on a 9 million are going to give you an impact of 4.5 million versus a 60% likelihood on an impact of 2 million would be 1.2 million. So once again, depending on a scale, risk one of 4.5 million might end up being a medium risk to your organization, while the other one, which has a likelihood of 60%, basically breaking that ceiling of 50%, might end up being a high risk on your organization, but yet only with a $1.2 million financial impact to your organization. So think it over, and how you evaluate the risk in your organization. Assign a value to these occurrences and part of your calculation to see and validate what would be the total financial impact to your organization if one of those risks realizes.